Yeah, I got destroyed by the sun yesterday. I'm in a lot of pain, like my face hurts. Anyway, good morning everybody and welcome to week 2 of my fantasy start and sits. For those new to these videos, I'm telling you guys who I would and wouldn't play in fantasy football, and I know I'm not 100% right, but I'm not 100% wrong either. Also, at the end of the video, we will be going over my daily prize pick lineup. These videos are meant to be short and sweet so we can all get on with our Sundays and enjoy them. You guys know my plugs. Head over to G Fuel, use my code for a discount on any G Fuel products. And if you're 18 years or older, you can download Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where you can use code WyattzWorld to match up to $100 of your first deposit. Always play responsibly, and let's get into the video. Alright, so starting off, we got my fantasy sits, meaning I would not play these guys today. So, number 1, we got CeeDee Lamb. No Dak, it's Cooper Rush. I think the passing game there is going to be dead. If you want any sort of pass catcher on Dallas, it should be Dalton Schultz. Not to mention, CeeDee just didn't look that good last week the way it was, so like if he couldn't get the chains moving with Dak Prescott, I have a hard time believing him and Cooper Rush are going to come alive together either. Next up, Cam Akers. Pretty obvious one there, guys. Last week it showed he is not the man. If you want to start a Rams running back, it should definitely be Darrell Henderson right now. I've honestly heard rumors that Cam Akers might just be cooked. Next up, we got either Seattle running back Rashad Penny or Kenneth Walker. They're both healthy. They're both playing. I'm not sure who's going to get all the carries, honestly, and I think as a fantasy player, it's a risk. And then I've got 3 more sits, and they are all injury related. Number 1, George Kittle, not expected to play still. Next, we got Alvin Kamara, rib injury, not expected to play. And Michael Pittman in Indianapolis, also not expected to play. Not sure. I think his was ankle injury, but don't quote me on it. Regardless, he should not be on the field today, so do not start those guys. Now, moving on, we got my fantasy starts, meaning I would absolutely play these guys today. So, starting off, we got Ezekiel Elliott. Like I just mentioned with CeeDee, I think the passing game in Dallas is going to be dead. It's going to be up to guys like Zeke and Pollard to pound the rock down the field. Zeke obviously being the RB1 there, I think he's going to get more attempts. However, flex playing Tony Pollard today would not be a bad idea either. Moving on, next we got Amon-Ra St. Brown, and he should be in your starting lineup, but if you're considering not flexing him or playing him, he has had a touchdown in his last 7 games. I hope I didn't just jinx the guy, but he's a fantasy wide receiver 1 nearly at this point. Next up, we've got Paris Campbell because somebody's got to catch passes in Indianapolis. Honestly, I think Alec Pierce might be hurt too. Like, Paris could be in line for a huge day. I would absolutely flex him. Another guy I like today is Curtis Samuel. If you have him on your bench and you need somebody as a wide receiver 2 or a flex, it won't hurt you. I think you're going to be at least getting double-digit points out of him. A compliment to Curtis Samuel, I would also start Carson Wentz if you need a quarterback. They're playing Detroit. Detroit got murdered defensively last week. If Carson looks anything like he did against Jacksonville, you can expect a big day from him again. And lastly, playing in Sunday night, Allen Lazard is expected to play today, and I would absolutely start him. 1, they're playing at home against the Bears, who they always kill. 2, he's expected to be the guy this year in Green Bay. All right, and that is it for my fantasy starts. Now we have 5 fantasy maybes before we get into the daily prize pick lineup. When I say maybes, I mean start at your own risk. They do have upside, but they also have a slope to them. 1, we got Drake London. I think he is in line to have a good day. He's going to get attention, but he's going to have Jalen Ramsey all over him. I'm not sure if Marcus will get him the ball. 2, DJ Chark. He got 8 targets last week, man. I mean, that's a possible flex if you needed it in fantasy, but you just got to understand he is not Amon-Ra St. Brown. 3, Mark Ingram. He's slated to get all the work today as a running back in New Orleans. It's just how good can he still be? Guy's like 33 years old. Number 4, we got Amari Cooper. He is expected, or at least said, to be getting more work this week, but who can you really trust? And finally on the maybes is Dameon Pierce. They've been saying all week they're going to get him more touches, but again, who the hell knows? But now, since we are through the fantasy start, sits, and maybes, we are on to the prize pick daily lineup. Alright, so we are now on prizepicks.com, and as you guys can see on the right, this is the lineup that I think is going to be a banging W today. I don't know why I said it like that, I'm a dork. But I have Baker Mayfield throwing more than 215 yards. New York let up 260 yards against the air. I know I said I don't think Baker handles as good of pressure as Ryan Tannehill, meaning I don't think he'll throw 266 yards, but he doesn't need to. All he needs to throw is 216. After that, we've got Ramondre Stevenson, and I actually think he's going to rush for less than 39.5 yards. I know, I took a less for once. It's crazy. Last week, he was just very unimpressive. I think Dameon Pierce should at least get some more work this week. week. If anything, Stevenson should be a receiving back. After that, we've got my boy Carson Wentz. It's a big Carson Wentz day. I think Carson Wentz will throw more than 1.5 touchdowns. For those who don't know what that means, it means he has to throw 2. They're playing Detroit. Detroit, like I said, they were pretty shaky last week defensively. Carson had a 4-touchdown week last week. I think he can get at least half of that this week. And finally, at the bottom, I took another less. I have Leonard Fournette getting less than 19 fantasy points. The Bucs never play the Saints good in the regular season in the Saints house. I do not expect anybody to have a good day on the Tampa Bay side. And that is my winning prize pick lineup of the day. Again, guys, really quick, as you can just see all the different categories and selections, if you just want to give Prize Picks a try, using my code, again, it'll match up to $100 of your first deposit. But always play responsibly. Okay, everybody, that is all I got for you today. I'm going to hop off and get this edited so you guys can watch it on time and get on with your NFL Sundays. Good luck to everybody's fantasy team. Good luck to everybody's football team. Kids, make sure to get your homework done because you know you're not going to do it during the day. And I will see you guys tomorrow for Madden Monday.